story of COVID-19 cannot be told without the story of the economic mayhem the pandemic has caused. In March 2020, when President Uhuru Kenyatta announced stringent measures to curb the disease following the confirmed first case, businesses were in for a long run, one that is still ravaging what many entrepreneurs have sacrificially built over time.
COVID hit people that were in Rika business. It also hit very hard those people that were in hotels and restaurants.
This year, 2020, what has happened had never came to our minds or ever imagined that there will be a time when businesses will be closed, when there will be no sale of, say, alcohol, which is one of the major products. Over 70% of our business is the liquor.
Embu County is endowed with incredible agricultural productivity, and the variety of crops produced here enrich both the local and international markets. The effects of the pandemic have, however, left an indelible mark on many businesses.
When COVID hit, people were not able to especially deal with one, their landlords. Two, people were not able to deal with the banks, because if you don't have money, the landlord, even end of month, expects you to pay. You're not in the business. The bank expects you to clear your loans. You're not in the business.
Currently, the businesses are in what we call, in business language, the red waters, because there's a lot of breeding because of the effect of COVID. For them to emerge and swim in the blue ocean, then a lot has been done.
Sitting down with these people and telling them now we have to try half pay was very difficult. I saw tears. People asking me, how do I do? Then they asked me, how do I even go to Bungoma to do what? I'm supporting my child and my mother. My mom is sick. They rely on this money I get here.
I returned from my employment 2011. So when I was starting this business, I had the urge to do service for people. So I decided, when I got the place to do the business, I started this business, and I took quite a big loan because I actually leased empty land. So to put up those structures, I had to go to the bank and risk, and I took a loan. So it really affected our cash flow because the customers had limited time in our premises. So even when we opened on June 11, the turnover still was way below even a quarter of what we used to get before COVID. So still, we are struggling.
Successful enterprises, they are adaptable and they adjust their business models based on prevailing situations. This may be situations in terms of both internal and external challenges that may come in. Now we have the external challenge, that is the COVID, which is affecting business, and therefore they cannot do business as usual.
As a result, businesses are mitigating losses and maximizing on opportunities to net a wider market. The Kenya National Chamber of Commerce and Industry, KNCCI Embu chapter, in collaboration with the county government, has been at the forefront intervening on behalf of its members over various concerns they face as they battle to stay afloat amidst the pandemic.
Most of the businesses now, what they are doing, they are leveraging on the new platform of the e-commerce. So you realize there's a lot of if it's procurement of raw materials and inputs, let me use that word, inputs, you realize that what they are doing is that they are able to order online, they pay online, they only have the delivery. That is unlike the traditional method. And I have seen a lot of also advertisements through the latest technologies of WhatsApp and also the Zoom, especially the very Zoom. I've seen the youth actually advertising what they have and inviting people to see what they are doing.
The results are good because we normally get feedbacks. Sometimes we get customers come and say, I want to take what I saw you posted on the Facebook or on WhatsApp. So it is reaching many people, and we want to believe it's effective. We have really tried to enforce the public health protocols. You know, when you are given a letter, people assume now there is no social distance. But the good thing here, my managers and the workers have told them we must enforce those rules. Most customers feel safe when they are in this place.
Business owners, however, feel more needs to be done at both county and national government levels to cushion them further.
Looking at the taxation, moving VAT from 16 to 14% really did not have much impact. We need to get more practical now. And how do we engage the small enterprises? Remember, all of us in this country are affected, whether it is the small person or is the corporate. Therefore, the chamber now at the national level should actually be engaging the government, because the government doesn't understand business. It is the chamber that understands business. It is the chamber now to make the government understand what is happening in these businesses.
Views such as Johnston Nyaga's can be heard in one of the stages of the budget-making process. The process is intended to facilitate government planning and decision-making. To enhance capacity of the county chambers, stakeholders at both community and county level need to engage in the budget-making process.
So it's very important for anyone who wants to engage in the budget process to understand what do they want to push for and what is happening at any particular time, so that they also know, what kind of an engagement to have. When the county assembly calls for participation, they are validating what has already been submitted to them. So they may change, but not as much. So we have to participate from the beginning to say this is what we want to see.
The budget-making process is comprehensive and covers 4 stages, namely formulation, approval, implementation, and audit and evaluation.
All these things happen at the same time. We don't stop one to do the other. When you're implementing, we are formulating. When you're formulating, we are approving, and you're also auditing.
KNCCI Embu chapter is among those the Institute of Public Finance (IPF) engaged with to help stakeholders understand the importance of participating in the budget-making process.
We had to assume is that they did not have this information. So we wanted to start from a level of building their knowledge first on the budget-making process. The stages, as I have told you, in depth, and understanding what happens at what time.
This year, however, part of the process was affected by COVID-19 restrictions on gathering, yet this is an important component. Documents produced through the process have timelines and require physical interaction with stakeholders for analysis before a call for public participation can be made. However, all was not lost.
After COVID came, then the president issued some measures to just help the individuals and businesses recover from the effects of COVID. So in that, they gave different amendments to the tax laws, especially the income tax, where the highest charge now is 25%. And also on businesses, we had some awesome things that were also given to the businesses. So we just helped KNCCI go through, do an analysis on the tax amendments. We did a submission on the same. And we also did a citizen-friendly version of the tax amendments, so that even the members can understand that, so now VAT was, before was at 16%, now it's at 14%. Just simplifying the document for members to understand what affects them the most and what do they get to benefit from that.
On a positive note, the pandemic has helped innovate ways and improve on collaborations.
The Chamber of Commerce forms a major stakeholder for us. And we have tried to incorporate them in most of our responsibilities, the ones which require stakeholder participation. And we have gotten quite a good response through the chairman. They have been very proactive in answering to our call, and we have had so many things we have done with them. One of them is public education, because we require a lot of education to go to the members of the business community so that they can understand this issue of COVID, even as they go about their businesses. Chairman Mr. Mati has been very proactive in educating the people and his members, his committee members. Our people are beginning to appreciate this education as a new way of life.
The Embu Chamber has taken a proactive approach to issues around the pandemic, and with continuous support from various stakeholders, navigating through the changing times will be less burdensome.